We are up on Everfree Media, Infinite on your mark.
Copy that.
Everyone stand by.
Infinite produce.
Okay. We're live. Just make sure. So, air in 5, 4, 3, 2.
How's it going? This is Six String.
Starlight Ironhoof.
Forest Rain.
And Zeta Prime.
And this is Elements of Harmony. Tonight on the show, we're taking a break from interviews and switching things up by joining you all here live. We're going to feature several songs recently released in the fandom and review and discuss each one. We're also going to take an opportunity to answer questions and interact with our viewers here tonight, so be sure to hop into the Everfree chat. It's going to be a fun ride. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for our live episode from the Everfree Studios.
What's up?
Hey.
So, I'm Forest Rain. I'm here with Infinite, our producer, Starlight Ironhoof, Zeta Prime, and Six String. And tonight we're going to review some music that is current with the fandom. Some stuff that's been released within the last couple of months that we thought was neat. Yeah, so we're doing this whole live thing because we decided it was good to give kind of a rest break to our long-suffering video editor, Parchment Scroll.
We've pretty much had something where we were doing every night this week.
Yeah, this has been the week of Elements of Harmony for us.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Infinite.
Shut up, Infinite. You're no longer a producer. Get out.
Yeah, we recorded, let's see, we did Philly Cast on Philly Radio on Sunday, and then we did 2 episodes early this week, and like just recording the episodes. And then we moved into tonight with the live episode, and it just feels like the week has not ended at all.
And we still have something tomorrow, isn't that right?
It'll never end.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Actually, I have a lot of things tomorrow.
Yeah.
But anyway, we can talk more about that kind of as the show goes on, but we're going to move into our first song that we're going to feature tonight. This one is one that I brought to the table. Everybody has it queued up and ready to go?
Aye, Captain.
All right, awesome. So I'm going to play it for the folks in the stream. I'll ask that everybody in the chat here in the studio stays quiet. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so that was Button Smash by DJ ScratchAttack, which was my selection for the song for my kind of contribution to this live episode. So, what do you guys all think?
I couldn't stop moving.
It had a really nice groove to it.
Oh yeah. It kind of reminded me of like Tron, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Go Zeta.
Very electric-y.
Electric-y.
Yes.
I love Zeta because he comes up with these wonderful words.
Yep.
It's very electronical.
It is very
Zeta loves
electronical.
Oh yes,
right?
electronical.
Thanks,
One of the reasons, like, I don't just like this song because of the song. I also like the song because of the visualizer that DJ Strash actually also produced. So he did his own visualizer for this, which everybody tuning in was able to see, with kind of like the neat little derpage on the on like the Button Smash logo with like things kind of phasing in and out and all that stuff. I really enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed the throwback to like all the sounds from our childhood.
Yeah.
I was expecting to hear a one up somewhere in there.
I think that's why a lot of people, can relate to Button Mash, is because he kind of brings you back.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Infinite, you're too young. Don't agree.
Hey now. Hey now.
You didn't grow up with an NES or a Game Boy.
I grew
The
up with a
Brick
Game Boy.
Boy.
I
The
grew
Brick
up
Joy
with,
Boy.
yeah, with a Brick Boy.
Yeah.
My old Game Boy got run over by a car.
Aw.
I had an old game. What was it? For the Nintendo 60. No, for the Super Nintendo, it was Super Mario 64. And like, when I was a kid, I was kind of a bad kid sometimes. So like, I was like going on about this game and blah blah blah, and playing the game with a friend over, and like my dad was asking me to do something and I wasn't doing it, and then I yelled at him. So, long story short, my Super Mario 64 kind of got stomped on.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's the sad story of the night. Let's keep everything else kind of above that for the rest of the show.
I don't know how much I can guarantee that, but sure.
Forrest,
No.
I honestly cannot picture you as a bad child at all.
Oh, I was such a bad child sometimes.
Hold on, I've
All
got an
of us
interesting.
were.
It's
I've got an interesting
why I'm so
question.
good now. I make up for it now.
Forrest,
Yes.
did you guys ever think when you were playing like those old video games and stuff like that someone was gonna make music out of that? Like ever?
I guess when I was playing them, no. But then, like, I really got into Nobuo Uematsu, like the composer for the Final Fantasy series, and I love all of his stuff.
Well, yeah, I guess. That
Let me
comes with the
contain
territory.
myself.
Yeah. You know
Like, I was only allowed to listen to instrumental or Christian music growing up, so I clung very tightly to Nobuo Uematsu for dear life, because I wasn't allowed much else while growing up.
That's surprising. That's a surprising fact.
Yep.
Given the last few episodes.
I always turn the music down on video games.
Boo.
well, probably because you fall
What?
asleep.
Yeah. But really, like, when I was a kid, I always dreamed of people making, like, video game music into a real industry thing. And I was just like, man, nobody's ever gonna do it. They just think it's losers and blah, blah, blah. And here we are today.
Yeah. We're
Now
not
they make-
losers at all.
Yep.
Sorry, I just
None
got
of us.
totally distracted by Snowblitz in the chat using Zap Zeta.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Oh,
gonna
good.
be a
It's
thing.
no longer banned.
Oh yeah.
Well,
It got
They had
banned.
to put a gag on it the
They
the
took-
first night we were using it.
they took the gag off like as soon as the episode was over.
Chatty box, please don't abuse it. We like being able to use it.
But yeah, back to the song. Like, I don't know, it's kind of surprising for me to actually choose an electronical song as my song to feature for this week, but like, I don't know, it's just it got me moving. It has a really good beat to it. It's kind of progressive, and it incorporates all those sort of nostalgic elements, which I really liked. And like, I don't know, if it was like an alternative song or something like that, I would be ripping it apart right now with like, oh well, the mixing on the guitars, blah blah blah, that kind of stuff. But like,
Well, aren't you a prude?
no, it's just I know alternative.
Forrest Snob over here.
He's raining on our parade.
Oh.
Oh,
Infinite.
I quit
the
You're
show.
slow. That's your line.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing making fun? That's my job.
Nope. You've been dethroned. You're bad at puns now, just like you're bad at producing and hosting.
Yeah, this is a good insight into elements of harmony too, because people
Yeah,
don't
this is
generally
exactly
get to
what
see.
goes on
Yeah,
here.
this is exactly what happens. This is all the stuff I get to cut out. Which I guess is a good plug, because I mean, if you guys tune into our Twitter, we
Yes.
feature some of these outtakes and stuff like that, so you guys can kind of see what goes on behind the scenes.
And if you haven't, you really should check them out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I was part of it, and I still die laughing.
The other thing about this too that's notable is that DJ ScratchAttack is a Canadian.
So you don't actually know him.
Well, he doesn't actually know me. I don't know if it applies to all Canadian musicians, but it's just everybody in Canada doesn't know who I am, except for the few people who do, which I think because they bumped into an American at some point.
And then down here in the U.S., it's like, oh my God, it's Forest Rain.
Blah, blah, blah.
God.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh
dear.
no.
Yeah,
Oh,
This is
no.
happening already.
it's going to devolve into this. It's like,
Hello and welcome to Elements of Harmony. This is Rainbow Dash and I have Pinkie Pie here. Pinkie Pie, say hello.
Hello, a chatty box, yes. You all will be great sacrifices to the elements of disharmony, no. Yes.
Yeah, and we also have Fluttershy.
Hey guys, I'm Fluttershy. Why did you drag me on here? Nobody likes me, not even my friends.
yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, if there was more alternative elements, I would be able to rip this track apart much more. Like I probably will Tim's song.
I know you will. I mean, but you know what? That's why it's a good thing to pick. And we'll get to that.
Yeah. Is Larsis here? Can Larsis comment on this song?
I think he's still switching
Larsis
computers.
comments
No,
that
no, he's here.
it is in fact very electronical. Yes.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is somebody named Larsis. He's on our staff. He does the audio
Somebody
editing
named
when
Larsis.
I'm too lazy to do the audio editing. He does it.
That was a great intro.
Oh yeah, and sometimes this goldfish fetches us lunch, but usually we're the goldfish's lunch or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Larsis
And
is
sometimes
goldfish. Sometimes you what?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that Larsis' goldfish is some sort of omnipotent being that controls everybody's life in ways that they just don't know how.
Yes, but sometimes I come on here and I decide to talk in my NPR voice. That's what's coming up on All Things Considered.
Oh, dear.
Very interesting. Can you
Oh,
share a
dang it.
little bit more about that with us?
Whereas I'm from Canada, so in Canada we just have the CBC and it sounds like this. Except they were like, and now to Joan with traffic. Joan, how are the roads?
It's
No,
raining
it-
sideways!
Thank you, Joan.
Honestly, before we jump to the next track, though, Forrest, I do want to say how surprised I was when you proposed Button Smash.
I don't know,
Um,
I like it. It's good. I could have
well,
done
it
Button's
just-
mom, but we all know how...
Oh dear. Oh dear.
hey, there's no shame in it, okay?
I love Button's
Say it
mom.
proud.
Well, I love
Yes.
Button's mom, and I also love the song that P1K did about it. But...
Ah,
Ah!
that's clever.
Ah,
Yes.
Yes!
yes.
Yes.
No.
No. All right.
Maybe.
All right, we're
Well,
gonna on that bombshell, we're gonna move on to Tim's song, which I forgot the artist. Tim, introduce your song.
This song is by Insomnia. It is Under Your Wings.
Everybody, get ready in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Awesome. So that was Under Your Wings.
By Insomnia.
I have
By
the
Insomnia.
biggest smile on my face right now.
Oh, really? Share
That was
us.
a good track.
Well, I mean, that's one thing I really like about Insomnia. He writes a lot of technical prog metal, which I'm gonna throw out a dirty word here. Often very genty. It's very much like gent. Yes, I just went there. But a lot of times when you get technical prog metal, it can really lose a lot of memorable parts of the music, which I still enjoy that because it's like a new experience every time I listen. But with his stuff, a lot of times I get a melody that sticks in my mind and I'm humming it while I'm at work and stuff. And that's something I really appreciate about his music.
For us dumb people, can you explain what what you just said is?
Gent is? Yes.
Well, gent
It is...
gent and prog metal.
Prog, yeah.
Okay. Gent, first of all, is a made-up genre. It is not real. And that's going to make some people upset, and other people that agree are mad that I'm using the word gent.
Okay, I thought you were serious about when you were talking about it before.
No, but a gent is referring to a sound. It's a sound from high gain, palm muted guitar playing technique, much like the bands Meshuggah, Animals as Leaders, Periphery, and so forth. And it's not as prevalent in this song as it is others by Insomnia, like Deranged, but yeah, it's oftenly used in a lot of progressive metal bands. And what's progressive metal? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, if you've ever listened to Rush, they kind of started the whole thing. They only borderline went into metal, but it's really just basically prog rock but metal. Fate's Warning was one of the first bands that really bridged the gap between prog rock and metal, and Dream Theater came along shortly after them and kind of helped carry that along.
You really like Dream Theater.
I do. They were one of my first bands that really introduced me to the love of metal music. So,
oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of a band. It sounded like not exactly like, because all musicians are unique and stuff like that. But there was a band that like I could pull up an example and it would be perfect. Sorry.
What I was reminded of the first time I heard Insomnia was actually when I first discovered Cloud Kicker.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's the band you were thinking of.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no.
You metalheads and your these bands, this band, blah 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 blah.
We're not even a metalhead, man.
I want to quickly touch on something that Six String was talking about, though. How, you know, every band it's different, though you can make comparisons. The way I compare, talking about music in such a manner, it's like when you're talking about wine. You're talking about the tastes of like cherry, strawberry, black
double kick
currants
pedal
in your wine, but none of those fruits are actually in a wine, but they have those characteristics. So when you're saying this band sounds like Rush or this band sounds like Metallica, and then it goes into this, you know, it's kind of like when you're tasting wine. It's none of those are actually in it, but you can make comparisons.
Dude, I can just imagine some really classy guy, like in a suit and like has glasses and his hair's all nice and stuff like that, sitting in the middle of a mosh pit, just like with his arms crossed, just being like, yes, that double kick drum has a very unique aftertaste.
Flavor, yes. This band has unique flavors of My Chemical Romance. Yeah, it's a little bit too pop for my tastes for such prog metal, but
if you've been to a metal concert, you'll find people like that actually.
But they all have long black hair and they're like banging their heads at the same time.
Yes, but they usually aren't moshing. You get that more at metalcore shows, and you'll get the moshers at metal shows. But then all of the metalheads are like, "These people are pissing me off." We call them emo pit ninjas.
Emo pit
ninjas. Yes.
Oh,
you go to a metal concert to listen to music, not to get into fights and whatever.
If we don't go with the name we discussed earlier for this episode, we have to go with emo pit ninjas. That's fantastic.
I second that.
Okay.
But like back to the song itself, it was really well done. Like I was trying to find something wrong with it, and I couldn't. Like the only thing I could find wrong with it was that it was a little bit too smooth, I think, for metal. But like that's just a preference thing. I kind of like the harshness that Cyril has, and like some of the stuff that he does, where it's just there's really gritty guitar sounds,
just
really
kind of
gritty
that raw
vocals.
Sound.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's missing a little bit of that, but that's fine because that's the same kind of thing I do, right? Like I do really smooth pop stuff. I did really enjoy the super low bass in the song.
Yes.
I don't know if they used like an octave down on it or anything like that in order to lower the pitch, but it was, yeah, the bass made me squee.
Yeah, that was great.
Mm-hmm. Especially that one section around like the 152 mark where it just gets into that groove.
Oh, yeah, that sounded a lot like Metallica kind of Unforgiven kind of.
That's a
Mode.
stretch, but sure.
Well, not the first one. There's like 3 different Unforgivens. I'm thinking of one of them. I can't remember which one it is though.
Okay, sorry. I only remember really the first one. I heard the
Yeah.
others, but they weren't memorable to me.
I think
I'm thinking of the second one.
Hey,
Infinite.
hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but there's one guy I can't tell if they're being an imposter or if they're the real person. But
Talking about Cyril the Wolf who joined. I don't know if that's him or not.
yeah. Oh,
Cyril.
According to Dark, it's him. Yep.
Yay! Cyril's on.
Yay.
Cyril probably missed
Hi,
the airing
Cyril.
of the
So
thing though.
wait. If he's here, then that means the question must be asked. Totally deviating from the subject.
Nope.
6. Bassist or mini fridge?
Mini fridge.
Mini fridge.
Bassist.
Tacos.
I don't mind warm beer, okay? That's why I drink craft beer.
I don't know if I can say my idea over air, but Tim, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I wanted to go one more
mini
thing.
fridge to end all mini fridges.
One more thing I wanted to go back to with the song too. One of the things that I guess it is kind of done in metal songs quite frequently, but I think around the same spot that Tim you had mentioned earlier about the low bass thing, was the really clean guitars that came in
Yes.
that sounded amazing.
Yes, one of my friends, he would always call that a classical guitar solo, and I would just imagine him just like face like looking up into the heavens. This guy looked like the son of Odin, by the way. So whenever I hear a solo like
Yes,
that, I think of
brother!
this guy just looking up and just be like, ah,
Yes, brother, let's go play metal.
yes.
Okay, speaking of metal and playing things and looking up to the skies because of heavenly objects and whatnot.
Is this gonna be a
that
Tarby
solo-
reference? Oh, okay. Never mind.
Sure.
Tarby came down and was like, good solo.
Tarby's Jesus reference over. No, that solo was really cool.
Yeah, the solo was
It
really
was.
well done.
I was kind of surprised in the beginning because like he's doing a lot of like kind of accidental like choppy notes,
Yeah.
and I wasn't sure if that was intentional, but like 3 seconds into it, you find out that it is intentional, and then
when it comes in with that clean guitar, it really adds the contrast to that song to really tie it all together.
oh yeah, it had a very well-rounded taste.
Yeah.
This song left me with a pleasing aftertaste reminiscent of almonds.
That's called
10
the
out of
finish.
10.
By the
I'm
way,
sorry. Finish.
By the way, sorry to keep jumping in, even though I'm not a host. Before we jump to the next song, let's say we introduce this little person who happened to join our group down here.
Little person.
You mean Zeta? Oh,
I am
okay.
No.
quite frankly
No.
offended, sir.
No,
No.
I meant our little artist man who joined us here in the studio.
Oh, okay. He was so short when he walked in, I didn't see who he was.
I think his name tag said Snowy Bee.
Snowy Bee.
Snowy Bee!
Snowy Bee
hi.
and the Snowman.
Say hi, Snowblitz.
Hello.
Hello.
He's still
Hi.
shy. We're still trying to beat it out of him.
Yeah.
Talk more.
So, so yes, Snow's joined us in the studio, just in time to listen to the next song. So this next one is from Six, and
Yes.
Six, go ahead and introduce your song.
So my song is Autumn by Ponyphonic, and I picked it because I procrastinated and then saw that he had a new song, and it was amazing because Ponyphonic's awesome. So yeah, let's listen to it.
All right, we're gonna listen to it here in 3, 2, 1, go.
The leaves are restless in their dancing. I lean hard against the wind. The smell of rain upon the pavement. Withered branches sway in Shadows reach into the twilight. Scarves are waving their goodbye to the sun and to the summer. As the moon begins to rise and silhouettes of things remembered, they form inside my mind's unblinking eye. As once again we find ourselves returning to make another circle in the sky. There is a whisper at the windows, and melancholy heavy in the air. Autumn comes in wearing red and yellow, and leaves with the black veil in her hair.
Wow.
Man.
I'm proud of my choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so heavy. We all just like need a moment.
That was
Hon-
powerful.
Honestly, it's kind of hard to go wrong when it comes to Ponyphonic.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I've not yet seen a single one of their songs to not be popular.
Yeah.
That one reminded me a lot more of a Sonata Arctica power ballad, actually.
It would.
I know. Everything's metal with me, I know.
Okay, did anybody else get chills like right in the beginning when he plays the little riff on the piano and then he drops it down an octave and you're just like, oh, so it's this kind of a song.
Yes.
That was good.
That was excellent.
Yeah.
It's
Everybody's just like, wow.
We're just taking it in. We're having a moment. It's
Tonight is heavy night.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sorry, seeing
Okay,
Ludovico and Adi live isn't as powerful as that.
Wow. I don't know. It's pretty much Ponyphonic at its best because it's piano and strings. It's a simple instrumentation, so the entire focus is on the vocals and the emotion.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's one striking element I love about Ponyphonics. All of their music is it focuses on the vocals, even
Yeah.
with a lot of their more well-known tracks like Lullaby for a Princess and The Moon Rises. It's specifically how they enunciate and how they produce the sounds that it gives it specific meaning.
Dude, and his vibrato is like perfect.
Yeah, Six, do you know who
Yeah.
did the vocals for this?
For that?
Like specifically?
I
Yeah.
do not.
Okay. I'm sure somebody
find
does.
out.
Somebody in chat's gonna be like,
Yeah.
It's this guy. Why don't you know that? God, you guys are dumb.
I'm sorry. Like I said, I
I'm
procrastinated.
sorry.
I didn't do my homework.
Chatty Box, help us out. Help Six String, cheat
We were
on his
stressed out
test.
and I was playing video games.
Yeah. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's the thing I love about Ponyphonic, especially with stuff like Lullaby for a Princess, is it's so vocally based. And for me, my biggest problem when it comes to music in general, and I guess and it kind of relates to everyday life too, but like when I listen to stuff, I don't hear what anybody's saying. And I don't know if it's just selective hearing or like what, but I like when I listen to music, lyrics don't register for me at all. I don't hear the lyrics at all. I hear everything else in music.
You know, I am the exact same way, which is really funny since I'm a vocalist and people are always like, sing this song, and then I'm like, I can't, and they're like, that's one of your favorite songs.
It's like,
I just
yeah, I
don't
know
the words.
I can sing the melody. I can
hum it for ya.
recreate the mix for you. I just
See,
can't remember the lyrics.
I'm the exact opposite.
And so am I, yeah.
I focus down on the lyrics and the meaning of the lyrics, but I mean, of course, music's more than just what the lyrics say because it's how they're said.
I guess for me,
Oh,
it
yeah.
really depends on, like, what's being the main focus. Like, if they're trying to focus on the music and not so much the lyrics, then I focus on that. Or if they're trying to highlight the lyrics, then I focus on the lyrics.
That one felt like, I know it was predominantly vocal, but it also felt like it was like a vocal and atmosphere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's where
I like
Ponyphonic
those.
excels.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
where you just kind of get that, I don't know, it's just like that feeling where you feel like the room's getting darker or something's changing around you,
Mhm.
and it's really cool.
Yeah.
Well,
And I mean, it's one of those where you really get the story of the song without actually hearing what they're saying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Once again, 10 out of 10.
One of
And,
the
I
things that I'm sorry, Infinite. I just need to get this in real quick.
You're not a host. Let him talk.
But like they're just mentioning that this whole emotion, the thing that kind of sets in around you when you're listening to this, and one of the things that goes into that is the progressions in the song. Not so far as like progressive metal, but more so as in like you go
Chord
from a C chord
progression.
to a G chord to an F chord, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The actual progressions in music, and Ponyphonic does a lot of these really kind of classical progressions, and very kind of operatic progressions in a sense that are
Yeah.
just amazing and kind of strike us in ways that we don't expect because we don't hear it in everyday music. In everyday music, we're listening to 1 5 4 6, 6 4 5 1, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just those four chords all in different orders. But when it comes to stuff like this, there actually is complicated chord progressions that kind of play into complicated emotions.
Well, and there are certain patterns that like do certain things. Like you have minor falls and then you rise to a major and it sounds kind of like a, I don't know, like a weird, like almost there's hope kind of chord progression.
And deceptive cadences too.
Yeah.
When you think you're going to go back to the 1, but instead you go to the minor.
From
And
a
then it's
5.
like, oh,
Yeah.
oh
And you're like,
no.
oh, something's heavy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
honestly, for especially how they utilized those elements, it's very well placed. Like that's the main thing that makes, in my opinion, that makes their music good, is that they know when and where to place these certain elements to make it achieve what the song is about.
Yeah, they write with a
Yeah.
ton of emotion.
Mhm.
And I mean, like for example, the song is Autumn, and it, like you said earlier, Six, you can feel there's a change about it with the chord progressions
Mhm.
because autumn is a season of change.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
And yeah, I mean, one thing that I like is whenever you're able to make a beautiful song that's edging on dissonance. When I was composing music way back in high school, I always incorporated a lot of half cadence, deceptive cadence, and appoggiaturos into my songs. But
And Cadis just quit the IRC.
yep,
Beautiful.
Fine, it's not like we were talking about you anyway, G.
but I really do like that kind of a somber, dissonant sound when it rings out so
Mhm.
beautifully, like what Ponyphonic's able to do.
Well, and just the super, super light strings in the background was just like,
Mhm.
I mean, you're almost barely hearing them. Like you almost, if you're not paying attention, you could probably miss them altogether, and you just know that there's something back there that's giving it more roundness and more finish and
Yeah.
more of an oaky taste. Back to the wine, yeah.
Hey, I like oaky taste, okay?
Oak is good. I like oak. Oak and almond nuts in general. Let's not talk about where that's gonna go.
I'm not even gonna make a joke there.
Oh.
Everybody listening can just kind of infer. Also,
that just barely hit me what you just said.
oh, it's yeah. I spend too
Anyways.
much time with Cyril. That's kind of how that happens.
Well, I was
completely.
like that before I met Cyril.
Yeah.
That's why we get along.
Completely unrelated to the song, though. The votes are in. You cast your votes. We gave you a choice between mini fridge, a bassist, or tacos. Since that's how Everybody says tacos.
Wait, tacos was
Did
an
anybody
option?
count them?
Tacos was
Yes.
an option,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was number 3.
The votes
Oh.
are
You
in.
chose 2.5.
The votes
dude.
are in, and almost overwhelmingly, people decided food is better than a mini fridge or bassists.
Yeah.
However, in a close second is mini fridge.
Sorry, bassists.
Yeah, you're.
Cyril,
I
we're
love
sorry.
you anyway.
I see him in the chatty box. I don't know if he's listening.
The food comes
He-
before the mini fridge.
He
I feel
probably
like-
he probably saw the voting and just said, "Nope, I'm out."
Yeah.
I feel like I should try to put a band-aid on that. I don't know.
Considering this is your fault.
Yeah. Okay, so when I say like bassists are not as important as mini fridges, I mean like the kind of bassist where it's just like you find some hobo on the street and you're like, "Hey, we need a bassist for our band. You want to pick up a bass?" And he's like, "Okay, you're gonna pay me?" And
And you're like, no, but we'll
Yeah.
feed you.
yeah, and then he's like, "Oh well." And so I was actually talking with one of our future guests because we live in the TARDIS here, and I managed to clarify this where I said that like generic bases are kind of they're a dime a dozen. You can find pretty much
Oh,
anybody
yeah.
who's willing to pick it up. But
Like my
If
sister
you-
did that for a while.
yeah. But if you can find a really, really good bassist who knows the bass inside and out, like knows how to play it, knows how to actually do stuff with it, and knows how to play off of people and actually be a good musician, then they can make or break a song. Like
I just realized what I said about my sister might be a false memory. I'm not sure. I'm drinking wine. Hello. Barry Punch here, signing out.
All right. Well, moving on. We're going to move on to Zeta's song now. Zeta, did you want to introduce your song real quick?
Sure. So, this is my song, by Perfect Harmony. I'll be honest, I've only heard a couple of their songs, but I really like a lot of them, and this one actually only just came out about 5 days ago, because I wanted to be, like, super new. So this is hot off the press. What once was a Luna/Nightmare Moon song, definitely listen for the emotion changes.
Awesome.
You can tell it's a struggle.
What once was here on Elements of Harmony, coming to you live from the Everfree Studios here on Everfree Network, coming at you at 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can I just say real quick, I really like organs.
I can tell you also like counter melody.
Yeah. But
The liver is my
part of
favorite
the-
organ. Oh.
No.
But
No.
part of the reason why I picked this song is just because like I said earlier, that it was new. B, because it's an organ. Well, it features an organ. And C, just because you can really, as you can see in the image, it's kind of a Luna/Nightmare Moon, like she's halfway there. And you can definitely hear between the progressions of the peaceful melodies and orchestra strings and the organ and the drums. You can tell that there's a struggle going on as it kind of shifts back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like we're being like very in-depth critiquing right now.
Oh,
Really? Because
you
I
brought up
felt like we
something I
weren't
forgot
like
to.
I felt like we weren't even scratching the surface.
Yeah, I'm just
I
talking
really
about the
feel like we
emotion.
aren't either. But as
But
a
we're
trumpet
like talking
player,
about like motifs and stuff. Sorry.
as a trumpet player, I have a very guilty pleasure, and that guilty pleasure is middle brass. So when those French horns came in, I was just like, ah.
Yeah. Especially with the whole like story behind the song, that the middle brass works so well there.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Well, I was just gonna say, like I mentioned in the chat, that I got a very John Williams feel from it, because the way John Williams uses middle brass is very similar to how it was used here, with the a very dramatic struggle, and the triumph of one over the other is where he tends to use that.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I was going to mention so far as things that kind of caught me off guard with this song, I really love the organ and how upfront it is, but also how smooth and not overstated it is. It doesn't sound like a corny church organ that comes from like some sort of synth or something like that. And the other thing that really strikes me is how understated the orchestral backing actually is.
Yeah.
Like,
and the chorusing in the back, that was really cool.
Yeah, like it's all really quiet. It's kind of sort of the same kind of idea as the polyphonic thing, in that you focus on one thing in the foreground and you just let everything else just kind of sit in the background, but build upon the emotion of the main instrument.
Yeah, and one thing you'll notice a lot in a lot of newly like professionally put out songs and stuff, a lot of times they'll just like they'll kind of blend the sound sometimes, and this song you can hear the levels of like, you know, the loud bass and organ, and then you can also hear quietly the strings and all the other instruments in the background.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in this case, it's an improper term, since it was multiple instruments that kind of passed off one to the other, but it's composed very similarly to a concerto, in that, you know, the orchestra is backing, whereas there's a feature instrument taking the foreground.
Yeah, totally.
I want to say toccata, but that's just because the organ reminded me of toccata and fugue.
Yeah.
So,
I
or is it a
can't
fugue?
remember
I can't remember if the actual, like, there's like concertos and sonatas, and then I can't remember if it's a
it's
fugue
been-
is another type. I played cello in like middle school, so I don't
It's
remember
been
anything.
10 years for me, so
Yeah.
One of the things with me is like the whole, when the horns came in with their kind of counter melody there in behind, it was interesting for me because I was a French horn player in high school and middle school. Actually, I played that all through in all of my music instrumental courses. So I still, like, when I'm mixing now, I still kind of have that horn player thing where I'm like, the horn's gotta be loud, you know, so people can hear them.
The triangle needs to be louder, though.
Needs more triangle.
Now I've insulted
my.
triangle players.
Welcome
I
to
am
the
so
wonderful
sorry.
world of mixing. The triangle needs to be louder than the horns. We need to have blah,
my
blah, 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 ding!
I'm still not hearing more triangle.
wow.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
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 I got
So I
Wow,
was honestly
amazing.
afraid that this song couldn't follow Six String song, but
No,
No,
I'd say it did it pretty well.
It totally does.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a
It
good
actually-
mix. We had a good mix with
We
the
did.
songs. Because like I don't know, we didn't have a very in-depth discussion with my song, but that's okay. That's why I put it first. I think
I was-
about these things.
I was going to add stuff about like how moving it was and how much momentum there was and how it like didn't feel like it was ever going to slow down. But yeah, throw that in the past.
I completely forgot to say something about the song I picked. But we're on Zeta's song.
Yeah.
Well,
We
actually-
couldn't tie them all together though.
Yeah. One thing I was gonna say before we tie all of it together was that it was Zeta. I appreciate your choice because you're the only one who chose an all-instrumental track.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait,
yeah.
wait,
Yeah,
wait.
Tim's was all
No,
instrumental,
mine
dude.
was all
Oh,
instrumental. There
valid
was no
point.
voices.
Way to pay
Valid
attention,
point.
producer. Ladies and
Good
gentlemen,
job.
this is our boss.
Shh, 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 shh.
This is why I say he can't host and he can't produce.
Tim, you're in.
Also, he's not a real pilot.
Also, Copper Cap, yes, we were making Christopher Walken impersonations.
Christopher
Or
Walken.
impersonation.
It's
or
crazy.
impressions.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's interesting the songs that we all chose, and I kind of like the idea of this kind of episode, and I hope the people in the chat do. Obviously, anybody in the chat that has any questions for us or has any comments so far as the show or wants to know directions of the show or has any,
Or best taco toppings, you know?
yeah, anything, any point of discussion was great. But yeah, like anything to do with the show, feel free to bring it up with us right now because we're all here and we can interact with you about it. But like we do have a lot of awesome guests scheduled for you guys coming up, and we have a lot of kind of neat things in store, and yeah, so.
No.
and-
Keiko, it's not gonna be live from now on. We'd probably get kicked off.
Nah.
Also,
Yeah.
you know what? We're all musicians. We take criticism well. If you think we're doing a terrible job at something, just let us know.
Yeah. And one of the things too regarding the live shows is that we're probably gonna plan one at least once every like 5-6 shows, just so that we can give everybody a break for a week. And just kind of do this sort of music review thing or whatever else is going on.
This week wasn't
Yep.
much of a relaxing.
Well, this week was not,
Well,
but it's gonna be
see-
relaxing next week.
No,
It
no.
is,
See,
yeah.
here's the secret of my evil, devious bossiness is that you guys think you're getting a rest, but because you guys are so much less occupied, I can work you harder. Yay!
Hey, don't forget I'm disappearing to California for a week soon.
Yeah, true.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Luckily,
There's going to be
luckily.
a lot of disappearing going on, isn't there?
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
things that are coming up, we're
Oh, yes.
introducing Snowblitz as a host coming in
Indeed.
soon because Six String is going to be leaving us, going away doing stuff.
Sorry.
Do you want to talk about that real quick? Just like a minute?
Yeah, sure.
I'll miss you.
I'm gonna miss everyone. This is awesome. I can't believe that like I got the opportunity to do this. Like it's really cool. And now I'm gonna be all soppy or not sappy. Yeah, soppy. No, sappy, not soppy. I can't talk. I had Pepsi Cherry.
What about sloppy?
Oh,
that's
dear.
Sloppy
gross.
and
That's what
sappy.
you're being right now.
Yeah. So I am a Mormon. I know. Surprise. Yeah.
I still
and
need to see the musical.
Every time
We all do.
they bring up the musical.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I am going on a mission to Orlando, Florida for 2 years. So, if anybody's out in Orlando, Florida, I'll probably see you and knock on your door, and then you'll slam it in my face, and it'll be all good.
And Snow, now that we're live, tell us about yourself real quick, since you've practiced this a couple times in recordings.
Yes, even though that I messed it up.
That's okay. Just keep going.
Go.
You have
We're
30
live.
seconds. Go.
Go.
All right. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess my father's side of the family, I've done a lot of music things, and my family's done like a lot of acoustic and rock, and it got into my head back then. And I did chorus in kindergarten, and my music teacher said, "Oh, you have a very lovely voice. Why don't you do some stuff for me?" And I'm like, "Okay." And I got my first solo in kindergarten, and then I continued on.
He
through
just repeated
singing.
kindergarten for a few years so that he could continue getting the solo spot.
Well, shut up.
So
And
you're
you-
about 4th grade now?
No.
And you do stuff for the
No,
show
I-
right now, too.
Yes.
Well, I continued like singing throughout like I think 8 years, and then I also did clarinet for 9. So then I stopped after a while because I started to work on my career. But I
he was
didn't
the
stop
best
singing.
clarinet player in grade 2 after 8 years. Yeah.
So,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most musically talented elementary student that we've ever had. He's right here on Elements of Harmony.
I
Says the
don't
guy
know,
who
guys.
drinks every now and then.
Yeah, I was pretty good on recorder.
I'm still good on recorder.
I still know how to do the recorder as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
can't
never
do-
got to play it. My sisters did, and I didn't get to.
Go
I
buy
was so
one.
upset.
There's a
Go buy
recorder
one and
under
do
my
it.
monitor.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? There's one above my
I
monitor.
can do it.
Um,
I can do this.
Also, too, Tim, why don't you talk about some certain big thing that we're doing tomorrow, Yumi and Zeta?
Oh, yes. Tomorrow, as all of you may know already, I hope you do, the episode Pinky Pride is going to be airing tomorrow on the Hub. And so we are going to be on Everfree Presents, the official podcast of Everfree Network, reviewing the episode with Ramble, the host. So you guys should tune in whenever that airs. It's not going to be live, it's pre-recorded, but once it posts, listen to it. We'll tweet it.
Yep.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Be there or be square.
I'm a square guy.
Yep.
I'm more of a triangle per se.
I'm a hexagon.
Actually,
You need to be
I'm not
louder
really a
than the
square, I'm
horns.
more of a rhombus.
I'm more like a dodecagon.
Oh, God.
Dodecahedron.
Dodecahedron. Oh my god. I saw a picture online of a snow dodecahedron. It was really cool.
Interesting.
Neat.
Music, everyone. Music.
Yes. I promise this has something to do with music.
Also, this weekend, I'm keeping very busy because I'm doing stuff for Everfree Presents. I'm also doing another review of the episode on BTV, I think. Yeah, BTV, which I think is associated with Philly somehow. But anyway, that, and also I'm doing a big charity live stream with a bunch of people too, which is benefiting the Michael Morones thing, which, if you guys have heard about it, an 11-year boy attempted to commit suicide and failed, thankfully, but has been left with brain damage. And so Eile Monty was fantastic in setting up a charity to benefit Michael and his family in order to help his family pay for the medical bills. So I'm working on a big charity stream that's happening tomorrow. I don't know the exact details, but it's going to be at formichael.org, the details for that. But also contribute directly to the Eile Monty charity. That's what we're working towards all weekend, is just trying to increase the funds for that. Which I think Infinite should have the link for, and we'll post it into the chat when we grab that. So definitely go check that stuff out. Anything else, anybody?
Coppercap had a question for you about BronyCon.
Oh, okay. What was it?
Like if you're doing,
Am I?
He said, will you guys be doing anything at or for BronyCon in Baltimore?
Depends on how you define that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm like kind of helping run their public relations department right now.
And I'm doing events.
Yeah,
And...
I'm helping run their VIP relations
Oh wait, that's
department.
right. I'm actually not doing events. I'm doing music relations.
Yay!
Yay.
I am supposedly going to be on a bunch of panels for it if they happen. So,
And
since
actually,
all of us are going to be here, we should do an Elements of Harmony panel.
we should totally try to
I've
schedule an
already-
Elements of Harmony
I've
panel.
already submitted it, guys.
Oh my god, that's great!
You work in events, make it approved.
Gilbert Godfrey!
I don't have an approval power. That's Jenna.
Yeah.
I know.
You should
and then
get that power.
there was another question too that came in, but just real quick question for all of us: our favorite fan music.
Ooh.
Wait, you
said-
mean
no,
genre or musician?
I saw it.
Musician.
It said Brony or otherwise.
Forest Ray.
Oh, did it say Brony or otherwise? Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Favorite music. I
Or
say,
pony
I
or
say
non-pony.
fan music. I like pony music. I haven't actually
Yeah.
listened to real music, non-Brony music for the last couple of years. Actually, since I've been in the fandom, I've mostly just listened to pony music. But like, I really, really don't have a favorite. I like all sorts of things. Like, I like P1K stuff. I like Cyril's stuff. I like Ponyphonic when they release stuff. I love DB Pony, DB Pony's fantastic. I can't get Wonderbolt out of my head. We might have to try to get him on the show sometime. Wink.
Wink. Giant wink.
Yeah, no, like, literally, I love a lot of music in this fandom, which is, I guess, part of why I want to be on the show. Anybody else?
Yeah, I've already said that Dream Theater was like my favorite non-pony, so I'm gonna go into my favorite pony. I listen to a lot of the metal in the fandom, so Cyril the Wolf and Equestrian Lord really top my charts, but there's a handful of other metal musicians, which I'm gonna try to feature them more as we do these live episodes, so stay tuned if you say there's more pony metal that's needed, because I'm gonna try to spotlight some that you may not have heard of.
And for me, I don't really have any favorite or any favorite specific people outside of the fandom, but generally I like 60s, 70s, and 80s rock and 80s metal.
And apparently
outside the fandom.
And apparently epic organ music too.
Yes. Well, yeah, because I did orchestra for like 5 years, and then I also like organs. But inside the fandom, I really like electric orchestra. Like a little bit of some Bosch Fire and Command Spry. Command Spry makes some really good stuff.
Awesome. Six and
Also-
Snow.
I really like Johann Sebastian Bach. He's a cool guy.
I like Mozart personally.
Yeah, Mozart.
I am a
He had a
fan
cool
of
hairdo.
Richard Wagner. I'm sorry. Oh, and don't forget Brahms and Strauss. And
See,
I like romanticism.
Franz Liszt.
So
I
Yeah.
I wanted to be the orchestral guy here.
No, I beat you to it. No, my favorite bands outside the fandom probably definitely Seether, definitely Foo Fighters. I really like Breaking Benjamin. Grew up in the 90s, so stuff like Metallica and all that, like hard rock, metal, all that stuff. He's good stuff.
Awesome.
Pony wise, I really like Ponyphonic. I really like P1K stuff. I really like DB Pony for sure. It's got some cool stuff. And then I don't know, I like all of them if it's good.
Awesome.
I like all the good stuff.
Real quick, Snow.
Ooh, I guess outside the fandom, Foo Fighters, Green Day, 3 Days Grace. I guess like Pink Floyd and Queen. I love Queen. And I guess pony music, I would say DB Pony, Acoustic Brony, Mando Pony, and Prince Whatever.
Oh yeah.
I like him. He's really good.
Okay, Infinite, real quick because you wanted to get on this.
Yeah. Well, I personally, anything orchestral, I like the classical music outside of Pony, and then inside Pony, orchestral music all day, every day. Like Carbon Maestro is probably my number one.
Awesome.
But yeah, unfortunately, though, we are hitting the end of the hour.
Yep.
yeah.
And so,
And-
since we did mention Bosch Fire in the chat here,
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's doing a album premiere in about 25 minutes.
yeah, so y'all should need
24.
y'all need to stay tuned for that so you can see Bosch Fire's album. And as a special gift to you guys, we'll give you a quick preview of that for our ending credits. We will play a little bit of a Bosch Fire song that's going to be previewed tonight. But until next week, this is
Starlight Ironhoof.
6.
Zeta.
Infinite.
Snow, Blitz.
and Forced Rain. So long for now.
Good night, everybody.
Love you all.
Bye.
See you all later. I'll be in the chat for next week, but that's my last week.